Effortless English Show with the world's #1 English teacher, AJ Hogue, where AJ's more than 40 million students worldwide finally learn English once and for all, without the boring textbooks, classrooms, and grammar drills. Here's AJ with a quick piece to help you learn to speak fluent English effortlessly.
I'm AJ Hogue, the author of Effortless English. Learn to speak English like a native. I train you, I teach you to speak English fluently, speak English powerfully, speak English confidently. When you join, when you commit to my VIP program, you commit and you don't quit at effortlessenglishclub.com. Go there, effortlessenglishclub.com. Go now, effortlessenglishclub.com. Commit, don't quit. VIP program. All right, I have to do YouTube today. Facebook Live is having problems. I don't know why. My software that I use cannot log into Facebook. I am unable to do Facebook Live right now today. So we're live on YouTube. We'll see how it goes. Today's topic, less is more. Talking about wealth. Wealth, what is wealth? What does it really mean to be rich? What does it really mean to have a wealthy life or to have wealth in your life? And how can you develop that? How can you get that? How can you get it faster? Much faster and much easier. Much more easily. All right, so lots of people saying hello here on YouTube. Now, I don't know if we may not have our regulars, all of our regulars, since I'm on YouTube today. You know, we have a lot of regular audience members who watch on Facebook, but I'm not sure if they have YouTube accounts. I'm not sure if they'll see my notification showing YouTube. But anyway, we will see. Oh, yeah, I see some of the same people. Very nice. Good to see you. Well, welcome. Tell you what, I'm going to talk about the topic first, as usual. I will ignore your comments. I will ignore your questions while I'm talking. After I finish the topic, at the end, I'll come and I'll read comments and questions, answer a few. We have to hurry because I have now 2 babies at home. I now have 2 babies. Yesterday, our baby boy came home. So now we have 2 babies. So we're very busy with trying to take care of both babies at the same time. So I have to keep this show not too long because my wife is watching 2 babies right now. It's a very difficult job. All right, let's talk about it. The title of today's video, of today's podcast, today's show is Less is More. Less is more. Traditionally, there are things called vices. A vice is kind of like a bad habit, but that it can lead to something worse. It can lead to an unhappy life. It can lead to harming yourself or others. So, for example, gluttony is a vice. There's these different vices. But I'd say in our modern day world, we have an epidemic, meaning everywhere, this huge amount of gluttony and greed. Gluttony and greed. We live in a time period of gluttony and greed. What is gluttony? Gluttony means eating too much, really. It means being kind of a food addict, being addicted to food, wanting more food, always eating. Too much food, eating, more. That's called gluttony. Gluttony. And then the word greed, you might know. Greed is the desire for money and things. More and more. Again, too much. More. This strong desire that can make you even a little crazy. This desire for more. For greed, it's usually money or things. And gluttony, it's food. But quite obviously, certainly when I think of my own country, the United States, gluttony and greed are the center of the culture now, really. I mean, Americans are fat. I can't remember the percentage, but you just go walk around. It's easy to see. I don't know, 70%, 80% of Americans are fat, 90%. I mean, really, if we were really talking about, a healthy weight, probably 90%. Not children, not talking about children, but adults. American adults are fat. Some are a little fat. Many of them are very fat. Gluttony, gluttony, gluttony. Yes, the food is garbage. It's crap. It's full of sugar and junk, but they eat. Gluttony. And then the other one, greed. So many people in the United States sacrifice their families, time with their families, raising their children, homeschooling their children, doing all these things. And the excuse is, oh, I've got to work. And why? To have a bigger house, or bigger, nicer apartment, a new car, more stuff, the newest iPhone, all of this stuff. Greed. And the idea is that wealth means more. That's really the mindset. And of course, it's not just America. I'm describing my own country, but this is true in most countries around the world. It's getting worse and worse and worse everywhere. America's probably the starting point, the center, the worst possibly, one of the worst, but it's getting bad everywhere. Gluttony and greed, gluttony and greed, gluttony and greed. So wealth, what does wealth mean? Traditionally, when we think of wealth, like a wealthy person, again, we think of someone who is super rich, right? There's rich and then there's wealthy. It means you have more than enough, right? You have much more than enough. You're living a luxurious life. You're living the good life. That's a common phrase. You're living the good life. You have the highest quality of everything in your life. You're wealthy. And indeed, that's a good definition of the word wealthy, I'd say. Having the highest quality of everything in your life, an abundance of quality in your life, in all areas, that you're wealthy. So that's fine, that definition, that meaning of wealthy. The problem is that most people now think that means money. Most people think to be wealthy, you have to have a lot of money. But wealth does not equal money. In fact, and I'm going to show you exactly how and why, wealth does not equal money. Certainly does not equal a lot of money. I mean, really, we'll talk about other possible situations. Wealth really is about noticing and appreciating. In our world now, the way I know most of you are living, I'd probably, watching this video, you're not starving to death. You're not going to die because you don't have enough food. Most people, there are not many people like that in the world anymore. And the ones that are like that are not watching YouTube. So, you've got enough. I've got enough. We've all got enough. What real wealth is about is noticing and appreciating. But noticing and appreciating what? I would say subtle beauties. The subtle beauties of life. That's where you will find true wealth. And you don't need a lot of money. You probably don't need any more money at all to really have a wealthy life. What you need is a different mindset of noticing and appreciating subtle beauties. Subtle beauties. What does subtle mean? Subtle means very small, not obvious. It's kind of the opposite of obvious. Obvious is something you see immediately. You notice immediately. But subtle is something small that maybe you don't notice immediately. Subtle. S-U-B-T-L-E. S-U-B-T-L-E. The B is silent. Subtle. Noticing subtle beauties. Let me give you an example of this. Maybe you saw the movie, what is it called? Bucket List. There's the movie Bucket List, right? Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. And they both have cancer, I think, or some disease. They both have some disease. They're going to die in, I don't know, a year, something like that. So they meet each other in the hospital and they say, well, I don't want to die sitting in the hospital. Forget this. We're not just going to die feeling sad about ourselves sitting in a hospital. Let's go and live. Let's live this final year and have a great year, the best year of our life. And they make a bucket list, meaning it's a list of things they want to do before they die. It's all these great big adventures. Now, one guy in the movie, Jack Nicholson, is rich. He's like a billionaire. He's super rich. And he drinks this, the most expensive coffee in the world, Kopi Luwak. And it's kind of a joke in the movie. They joke about it. But, the idea is that, he's wealthy, he's rich, so he can afford to buy the highest quality, the very best, most expensive coffee in the world, most expensive. But think about it this way in terms of wealth. Imagine you have coffee. Maybe you're a coffee drinker, or just imagine any coffee drinker. A lot of people who drink coffee, I think most people who drink coffee, they kind of guzzle it. Guzzle it means to drink fast. To guzzle. So imagine, you drink one pot of coffee. You have a whole pot of coffee, so a large amount of coffee. You drink that each day, and you drink it fast. And you notice, of course, the obvious taste, but that's all. You're just really looking for the caffeine. Drink it fast. That's not a wealthy mindset. But imagine instead that you drink only 1 cup per day. And when you drink it, you sit down very, very calmly and quietly. And you sip the coffee, meaning to drink it very slowly. Just a little at a time. And you sip a little bit, and then you just let it stay in your mouth for a few seconds. And you notice the taste on your tongue. You notice the smell of the coffee. You notice the temperature. And then you swallow it. You're noticing and appreciating. And as you do this, you will actually notice the more subtle flavors of the coffee. Instead of just bitter, for example, you'll start to notice, like maybe it has a little sour taste. Maybe there's a little fruity taste in there. Maybe it's more earthy. Maybe some say they can taste little bits of chocolate. Not really chocolate, but almost like a hint of chocolate, like a tiny little note or flavor of chocolate. And you'll notice all these little subtle tastes and flavors in that coffee. Even just normal coffee that you buy, but especially if you buy something just a little bit better, just a little bit higher quality coffee, and you really slowly appreciate it. You become kind of a connoisseur. A connoisseur is kind of like an expert at appreciating something. You have a food connoisseur, a coffee connoisseur, a beer connoisseur. It means you're an expert at appreciating the tastes and the qualities of that. And so your spending on coffee each day will not increase. Maybe you buy a little bit nicer coffee. You spend a little more, like get some nice organic coffee or nice quality coffee, higher quality, but you're drinking less. You're only drinking 1 cup per day instead of a whole pot. So on average, probably about the same amount each day, especially if you buy the coffee and make it at home. And you will appreciate all the subtle flavors and indeed the beauty in it. Just like we know wine, people who love wine, they sip it, they appreciate the beauty of those subtle flavors in the wine. Food, same idea. Imagine on one hand you could go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, all you can eat, and just eat as much as you can, right? This is the American way. Just eat large amounts of food. It's not expensive and I'm getting all this food. More. To be rich, I have to have more, buy more. But instead, imagine that you grow a little garden. You have a little garden and you make a salad fresh little veggies from your own garden. And then when you eat it again, you slow down and you chew the food and you notice the flavors, you notice the feeling in your mouth, and you appreciate that amazing fresh food straight from your garden. That's wealth. That's wealth. You're living like a rich person. You're eating or you're drinking coffee that is high quality, but more importantly, you're noticing the quality. A rich person, just because they buy something expensive does not mean they appreciate it. Many rich people only care about status. They only care about what other people think. They're just trying to look rich, honestly. So they might buy the most expensive coffee in the world, but drink it fast. They won't even notice all the little flavors. They won't even understand why it's the richest. They just look at the price. They care about the status only. They're drinking it to look cool, basically. But they don't actually appreciate it at all. You can buy coffee that's less expensive, but still nice. And when you slow down and you appreciate it very slowly and all the little flavors, you are more wealthy than the rich person. You're actually getting higher quality than they are because they're not noticing anything. They're not appreciating or noticing anything. Doesn't matter how much money they spend. Same with food. Same exact thing with food. You could grow your own, a lot of your own veggies in a garden and have some fruit trees and have the best quality food possible for very little money. And if you slow down and you really appreciate that food, you are wealthy. You're wealthy. There's no money required or very little money. You are wealthy, and you're more wealthy than a rich person who buys expensive junk to look cool and appreciates nothing. You have a higher quality, much higher quality in your life. Even something like a cigarette, and we all know cigarette smoking is bad. People smoke a pack a day. They smoke those things down really fast. They're not appreciating anything. They're not appreciating anything. There's no taste. There's no flavor. They just want that quick feeling of the drug, nicotine. But imagine if you smoked one quality cigar per week or per month even. Slowly appreciating the flavor and the quality of it, noticing and appreciating. Well, then it's not such a bad habit anymore. It won't harm your health, really. Not if you only smoke that small amount. The cost won't be much, one cigar a week or one cigar a month. Super low. And again, you can enjoy this very high quality by having less, going more slowly, really noticing, really appreciating. So wealth is a quality of life, okay? It's the quality of your life. That is what true wealth is. When you have this amazing quality in all parts of your life, in the food you eat, in everything you drink, even something like smoking a cigar or something, in the clothes you wear. Again, you don't have to spend a lot of money. More importantly, in your relationships. Your relationships with people, the people you love, the quality of your family life. And of course, very importantly, your health and your fitness level. If you're a billionaire, but your body is sick and weak and you feel terrible and have pain and you're tired all the time, that sucks. Is that really wealth? Is that really wealth? Would you really want to be that kind of person? I wouldn't. I'd much rather have my current level of money and be strong and healthy and enjoy my life and have a good family and enjoy all the things in my life, appreciate and notice all of these things. I'm wealthier than, Warren Buffett, for sure I am. I'm wealthier than Bill Gates. I'm wealthier than lots of those billionaires. And so are you, if you'll just slow down and notice and appreciate what's already there in your life. All of the subtle beauty in your life, in the simple things, like getting a meal, buying dinner, just some street food. Get something on the street and just notice slowing down and appreciating the smell and the flavor. It's better than a 5-star restaurant. Better than a 5-star restaurant if you go to that restaurant and just eat fast and don't notice anything. A lot of very rich people go to very expensive restaurants and eat crap. Anthony Bourdain, you might know him. He used to have that cooking show. He killed himself. In his book, one of his books, Anthony Bourdain talks about how it's kind of a joke among chefs, that chefs kind of joke about how a lot of very rich people eat garbage food, that a lot of restaurants cheat rich people. They give them low quality food and they just charge a super high price, and the rich people are so stupid, and the rich people don't really have true wealth. They don't really notice. They don't really appreciate. So the rich people eat this garbage cheap food and pay super, super expensive prices, but they don't really care about the quality. They just want to look cool with other rich people. So if there's a restaurant that's super, 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 super expensive, all the other rich people want to go, they all go there. Even if the food is garbage, they'll all go there and spend all that crazy money just to look cool and rich. Meanwhile, as Anthony Bourdain said, some of the best food is just basic food that you get in little family restaurants or even on the street in some countries like Thailand, Vietnam. These countries have amazing street food. You can get some really nice food right on the sidewalk, very cheap, and it's amazing. Anthony Bourdain, he loved Vietnamese food, and not 5-star stuff, just the normal food. So again, who's really wealthy? Some rich person eating garbage and paying a lot of money, or just you and I? You and I just eating regular food, but noticing and appreciating, noticing and appreciating. So that's real wealth. It's an abundance. Real wealth is an abundance of beauty. Real wealth is an abundance of quality. Real wealth is an abundance of opportunities and love in your life. That is real wealth. All right. Oh, thanks for the super chat. That's very nice. Hello, beautiful people from, I can't read your name. Ajaken. All right, let's go to comments and questions. So again, real wealth is abundance, an abundance of love, an abundance of appreciation, an abundance of gratitude, an abundance of these little beauties in your life. That's what it is. The quality of your life does not depend on money. It does not depend just on money. Do we need some money to live? Yes, of course. We all know this. But you can have amazing quality in your life. Amazing quality in your life. And it doesn't require money. You can be wealthy. All right. So again, thanks for the super chat. That's very nice. Cool. Thanks. That's cool. All right. Let's go to our comments and questions. Alexi. Thank you, Alexi. I'm sorry I couldn't read I'm not sure if it's Russian or it looks like Russian to me. How to spell gluttony, someone asked. Okay. Gluttony. Gluttony. I just typed it into the comments. Gluttony is how you spell it. All right, let's go. I'm going to read some comments here. Alexi, again, thank you very much. Very nice. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. All right, Tata, good to see you here over on YouTube as well. I'm sorry for the change today, but I don't know. Facebook wasn't working today for some reason. I don't know if it's Facebook's problem. I don't know my software, but something's wrong. All right, Tata says, my husband always says it's better to pay a bit more for good quality food from farmers than for cheaper garbage in supermarkets, in terms of fruits and vegetables, for example. See, I agree. Just pay a little more to those local farmers, to the good quality. You'll get more health. The taste is better. And again, when you really slow down, you'll appreciate and notice. I think so too. I think so. And the best of all, we've talked recently. We had David the Good on. We were talking about gardening. I mean, the best of all is when you can grow some of it yourself, even a little small garden, and growing some of your own veggies. That's amazing. Hawaii. Aren't you lucky, Chan B. Kim? John B. Kim says, aloha from Hawaii. It's my first time watching you live. Aloha to you. In the comments, tell me which island you're on. We used to live on Maui. It's close to 1 a.m. here. It's not many chances for me to watch you live, so I'm going to stay till the end of live. Love your shows. Thank you. Thank you, John B. That's very nice. Appreciate it. And you are in my favorite place in the whole world, Hawaii. All the islands are good. I'm just curious which island you're on. Yeah, so Anzid kind of summarizing what I said. Anzid says, we have to slow down and appreciate the subtle beauty in our life. AJ's words. Yes, that's exactly right. That is right. It's everywhere. It's all around us. Christiana from Brazil, hello. Yeah, like Philippe says, it goes along with this other idiom. Success is a journey, not a destination. Live the moment. Right, and there's wisdom in that idiom. That saying, again, it's the problem. Goals are useful. We all know goals are useful, right? Of course, you want to get to some goal. You want to achieve something great, fantastic. But the problem is that sometimes we get so focused on that, and we're putting too much of our attention on the goal, which means the future. And so we're not looking around and noticing all the wonderful things we already have, the wonderful people, the wonderful quality, the wonderful subtle beauties in our life. And so that's the problem. When you get too focused on a goal, you lose your enjoyment and appreciation for life. And so you lose your wealth in a way. So goals are okay. Well, we just have to balance them with this slowing down and appreciating. Satish saying hello from South India. Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, South India, listening to your videos since 2018. You're my coach always. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I want to visit South India. Really want to visit South India. I'm curious. I've been to North India 3 times, but the South interests me. We've got Mensagero in Brazil. Brazil with 2 cute kids in your picture. All right, let's see. AJ, do you know Hindi? No, I don't know Hindi. Someone asking about my jiu-jitsu training. I've had to take a break. How's your jiu-jitsu training going? Says Angela Beats. Angela or Angela Beats. I have taken about a year off because of 2 new babies. There were a lot of medical sort of problems and issues with one of our babies, and even in the pregnancy before and then after. So we've had a baby in the hospital until yesterday. We had twin babies, 1 boy and 1 girl, but the boy was in the hospital until yesterday. Today, really last night. Yesterday was his first day home with us, so we have both babies home now. So unfortunately, I had to take a break from jiu-jitsu training. However, I do still have in my mind to go back. And in fact, I very much hope my children will learn jiu-jitsu. I will encourage them to learn jiu-jitsu because I think it's a fantastic thing for kids to learn. Really great, even for things like bullying, So I hope to go back to jiu-jitsu with my children eventually. So we'll see. I probably have another year of, dealing with our 1 baby's health problems and where I can't really get out much. But once the babies get a bit older, our baby's health problem is hopefully solved, then I'll be looking to go back to jiu-jitsu again. I love jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is amazing, and I love my gym in Japan. It's super amazing. Good play. Impacto Jiu-Jitsu. I should shout out to Impacto Jiu-Jitsu. Impacto Jiu-Jitsu is in Japan. There are many gyms in different areas of Japan. It's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I go to the one in Osaka. It's actually south of Osaka in the city of Sakai. That's where I'll be returning to when I finally go back. Impacto Jiu-Jitsu. If you do Jiu-Jitsu and you visit Japan, you should find the website Impacto Jiu-Jitsu Japan. Find their website, and they have English. I'm not sure Portuguese, but certainly English and Japanese. But you can visit. They're very friendly with people visiting. Some jiu-jitsu gyms maybe that are not as open, and the others are very open. And ours, Impacto's very open to visitors. At our gym in Osaka, would get visitors very frequently. Would often get visitors from all different countries, and everybody always likes it, to have visitors come from different countries and train with people from different parts of the world. So if you do jiu-jitsu and you go to Japan, check out the Impacto Jiu-Jitsu, Impacto Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Japan, and visit, come train with us. That'd be great. And I say us because I still feel I'm part of that gym, even though I haven't been in a while, quite a long time. But I want to go back. Yeah, people saying Bhupendra. Hey, Bhupendra, good to see you again. You should stream live on YouTube because here there are a lot of people. Yep, that's true. I might just alternate, kind of do both. Do YouTube sometimes and Facebook. Or if Facebook's broken, I'll be on YouTube from now on. Do you want to visit Kurdistan? Well, I should visit Kurdistan because lots of Kurdish people are Effortless English fans. Lisa, good to see you again. So I'm recognizing names, even though your profiles are a little different on YouTube. But Lisa says, for me, a high quality of life means I live in peace with myself, with people, with nature, and with God. That's a great description of wealth. Quality. Wealth. I mean, imagine if this is your life, you describe your life, that you are at peace with yourself. Right? So it means you feel peaceful and good about yourself, with yourself all the time, even when you're alone. With other people, same thing, your relationships. With nature and with God, that's wealth. That's wealth. You don't need $1 billion for that. You don't even need $1 million. You don't even need any extra money. Lima says, greetings from Salto do Seu, Brazil. Thank you. Greetings to Brazil. Brazil's another place I'd like to go. Hamia, nice to see you watching from Indonesia. So Motion is also trying to convince me to do YouTube instead of Facebook. He says, you have more live viewers on YouTube than Facebook. On YouTube says 295 watching now, but on Facebook said 180. Yeah, you might have a point. We might do more of this. Alot says, when we take the time to appreciate, we are considered as old-fashioned, and people go beyond us. Do they go beyond us? Who cares? What are they doing that's so important? When you think about it, really, what are they doing that's so important? All the chasing, all that money, all the chase, all that stuff. I mean, I don't care, honestly. I just don't care about what they do. Like I said, I think I am wealthier than Bill Gates. I don't know Bill Gates personally. Maybe he has amazing quality of life and is super happy. I have no idea. But just based on what I've seen of Bill Gates, what I'm aware of publicly, I think that I have more wealth, meaning I have a higher quality in my life, more appreciation, more abundance of quality. I don't need $1 billion or $2 billion or $10 billion, whatever he has. And you don't either. So who cares about other people is my answer to that question. I don't care what other people do. So what? If they want to chase money, let them. And again, I actually should say too about money, as we've talked about many, many, many times, the key with money is it's not that money is evil. It's the love of money that's evil, right? That's the true quote. It's just that you must master money. It must be your servant. It must be your tool that you use for more freedom in your life or whatever you use it for. The problem is most people are slaves to money. That's the problem. When you become the slave of money and you just more, the greedy mindset, the greed and the gluttony, that's what makes you a slave. So that's the problem, okay? I'm not saying that you have to be poor. No, you can go make more money. That's fine. Just don't be greedy. Don't be a slave to money. Sure, build a business, make money, even if you become rich. Wonderful. But still, you have to appreciate. If you're rich and you don't appreciate anything, you're still not wealthy, in my mind. So just lots of people saying hello. Zabinek says hi from the Czech Republic. This is the first time I've watched your live broadcast. So I'm on YouTube, so we're getting a lot of first-time people watching live. I started to live so simply as Thoreau and you, and it's great. Thank you, AJ. You changed my life. That's wonderful. Thank you. Well, Thoreau changed my life. Thoreau's the one that I think had the strongest influence on me. Thoreau, the writer, American writer. He wrote Walden. And he wrote about simplicity, living a simple life. And he had a very strong effect on me. And I'm happy that also on you. Okay, Superior Athlete was a really nice question, a thoughtful question. Some of us are not cool with settling down with our current situation, like myself. I'm always searching for upgrading everything, how to enjoy it. So see, this is something I call, false choice. It's a common thing in life where people have false choices. We think this or this. I think it comes from school, that we get stuck in an idea that we must choose this or this. Only one answer, this or this. But the truth is, in life, many times, it's both or many. So here's the thing. You can appreciate your situation now, all the subtle beauty. Love it. Have this great abundance and quality in your life. You can do that and work to make it even better, to upgrade. You can do both. People have this idea that if they want to get a better life, they can't enjoy what they have now. But that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, let's say, I don't know, you're making $50,000 a year and you would like to make $100,000 a year. You have some goals for money, and $100,000 would let you do more things, have more freedom, start a business, something like that. Well, that's fine. It's fine to work for that. It's fine to try to get that, but you can still enjoy right now. You can still enjoy the $50,000. It's crazy. Don't wait. People have this idea, I can't be happy, I can't enjoy, I can't have abundance until I reach my goal. Until then, I'm going to be unhappy. Enjoy it. Enjoy and appreciate everything you have now. And then when you get more, you will truly appreciate more. Then it'll feel amazing. You'll feel super wealthy. So do both. Do both. It's not a choice, actually. It's something you can do both at the same time, and I recommend doing both. I enjoyed when I lived in a car and had almost no money. I enjoy now when I have a lot more money. Right? I appreciate both. Oh, Maiko says, my wife and I are very happy for your baby boy. Enjoy the babies. Thank you, Maiko. We are. We're enjoying. We're a little busy right now. If you've seen the movie Raising Arizona, Nicolas Cage, it's about babies. And there's a nice scene in the movie when there are all these babies running around and crawling, and he's kind of going crazy. That's how we feel right now. But we're enjoying it. Thanks, Ansid. Angela, with the question again. Angela Beats, I'm happy to hear baby's great. I started speaking English because of you. Is it possible to meet up with you in Japan? Yes, if you visit Osaka. If you visit Osaka, send me a message on Twitter or Gab, really. This is the best. Twitter or Gab. My account, AJ Hogue, on both, AJHOGE. So if you visit Osaka, yes, send me a message. Tell me when you'll be there. And we can find a time, go have coffee or lunch or something. Mohammed Aliraki says, what's your opinion about the book Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle? Can't remember how to pronounce his name. It's been a while since I read that book, and I read it in Spanish. But it seemed like a nice book. It's about kind of these things, what we're talking about. It seemed quite nice. I don't remember the fine details of the book, but I do remember it being a nice book about, appreciating the present moment. Alberto San Lorenzo Gil, it's such a wonderful mindset, easy to understand and agree with, but why is it so difficult to make people get into and just take care of their health? Because greed and gluttony are very, very powerful. Because there's a big reward for greed and gluttony. Pleasure. Immediate, right now, pleasure. Right? Not long-term pleasure. We all know. So, for example, gluttony. Well, if you eat a big chocolate cake, well, right in the moment, all that sugar gives you this sudden jump of energy, and all that sweetness tastes so great. It's an addiction. So there's the very immediate, right now, pleasure that comes from that. It's not subtle. It's not subtle. It's the opposite of subtle. It's super, super strong. It's just a huge amount of sugar that gives your body, there's no subtle taste, right? It's just sugar, sweet, but it is powerful. It's powerful pleasure. It does give a very, your blood sugar will jump up very high. You have this sudden feeling of energy. But of course, the problem is, we all know that then shortly after, your blood sugar crashes and you kind of and don't feel very good. And of course, long term, if you eat that like that a lot, then you start to get fat, then your health goes down, your daily energy goes down, down, down. You start to get sick, all these little diseases and problems. And so it leads to very bad things long term. So this is why, focusing on the subtle beauties is so much better, because it's not addictive in a negative way, right? So for example, if you enjoy something sweet, you enjoy sweet things, instead to eat like a fresh apple, slowly appreciating the sweetness instead of a big, huge piece of cake. Well, the calories are so much smaller. I mean, you're still appreciating it. It's a mindset change. It does require some focus. It requires effort. It requires some concentration. But then you can learn to appreciate, or I like figs. Figs, F-I-G, figs. They're very sweet. So I'll eat a few figs instead of a big piece of chocolate cake. And it's still, I can appreciate the taste, not only the sweetness, but there's a lot of little subtle flavors in that fruit. And then I get the same quality of that sweetness. I get extra quality of noticing the subtle beauties of the flavor of the fig, but without all those long-term problems, because it's healthy. As long as I don't eat too many. If I just eat a few, right, I control myself and I really appreciate it, then I get all the same quality as a big fat person eating cake, but without the problems, without the price. That's wealth. Again, it's the difference between someone who smokes. Even smoking, everyone knows, smoking's bad for you. So no one thinks it's healthy. But someone smoking, a pack a day and someone who smokes a cigar per month. Cigar per month, is it healthy? Probably not, but just one per month is not going to do any damage, really. And so this person can get that same quality, probably better quality, without the terrible price. So it's a change in mindset. Instead of more, looking for quality and subtle beauty, and less. Often less is the answer to our problems. We're kind of trained to think more. More, I need more of this, I need more. That'll solve my problem. More money, more something. But often less is the answer. Less. Oh, lots of people saying, Army says, hi from Iran. First time watching you live. So excited. Thank you. I quit studying English in the Institute happily. Wish your kids be healthy and happy. Great, Army. Keep going. And success to you. And Arpan watching from Delhi, India. I've been to Delhi many times, actually. Several times, though not recently. He says, I've been watching your video for the last 8 months. I'm learning the right thing gradually. Fantastic. I'll take a couple more questions and then I got to go help with the babies. I hear a baby crying. You okay with the babies? You need help? All right. A few more minutes. Okay, a couple more questions and then I've got to go. Dawid says, how can I support you here? I'm your fan. I'd like to donate to your work for all you're doing. You've changed my life. Well, thank you so much. I mean, let's see. If you want to support Effortless English, the easiest way is my website, Effortless English Club, and buy one of the courses. That supports me. It supports my family. It helps me continue to do this. You can join the VIP program or get Power English pronunciation course. So that's the best way to do it. What else? I guess the super chats are turned on here on YouTube. So I guess you could donate a little bit on a super chat, something like that. Several people have asked me this question, so I'm thinking about having some little like cheap basic membership for the show. Just supporting, just donating, really. Like $5, $10 a month, something little. And maybe I'll give you a few extras, like give you some special shows for the supporters only, just for supporters. So anyway, I'm thinking about that. I may do that in the future. But thank you. That's a very nice thought. I appreciate it. Ainu says, today is my first time listening to the words from AJ. Made my skill listening good. The best teacher. I love you from West Papua. Hello. Wow. That's a new one. I think you're the first person from there to say hello. Hello to Emmanuel in the Dominican Republic, in Belgium. Yeah, we're getting lots of folks. Michael. Okay, 2 more, guys, and then I got to go take care of the babies. Michael says, if a person isn't able to appreciate simple things in life, he won't be able to get pleasure when he is rich. That is the point. Well said, Michael. Yes. You said it better than me. Very well said. First of all, the happiness is in our mind. Thank you, AJ, for your deep talks. Thank you. And that is very well said. That's a great way to think about it. If you can't appreciate now and all you have now, then when you become rich, how will you appreciate that? You probably won't. Probably then you got the same problem. You're rich. And we see this with rich people. They get rich and then what happens? Do they just stop and appreciate? No. They want to be more rich. Then they just start thinking more. And then they get more rich. And then what do they think? More. More. And it's endless and you never appreciate. So it's great training, like Michael's saying. If you want to be rich, great. But if you want to enjoy being rich, then you need to enjoy now. You need to enjoy your level now, whatever it is. And then when you get rich, you'll really enjoy it. As I said, when I was super poor, living in a car, I enjoyed it. I had a great time. Very much enjoyed it. I still look back as it was a great memory, a great adventure for me, and I enjoy now. And in between, I've enjoyed. Oh, and Alexi, thank you again for the super chat. That's really nice. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, like Qasai Muhammad, I think it's so nice to keep a balance between simplicity and a luxury life. It's not so easy to stick to one kind of lifestyle nowadays. See, I think what I'm trying to say in this show is you can do both at the same time. That luxury is not from money, it's from your mindset. And you can have, and in fact, a simple life can be luxurious. Again, the coffee example. You can go buy some coffee, not that much, just a little bit, some nice quality coffee, but it's not huge amounts of money. And you can just slow down and sip it and appreciate it each day. That's luxurious, right? That's luxurious. You're enjoying the subtle beauties of the coffee. That's luxurious. That's luxury. But you're not spending much money. It's that kind of thing. You can live in a small little apartment, but then make it beautiful. It can be luxurious. Your little cheap apartment can be luxurious. It can be ugly. You can do nothing, and it's just an ugly little apartment. That's terrible. But you can fix it and decorate it and paint it and make it into something comfortable and beautiful and indeed luxurious, even though it's very, very cheap. And you can do this just by getting secondhand stuff or free stuff, or you can be creative and do this. And now you have luxury, but you're still living simply. So I think they're connected. I think a lot of people think it's opposite, but I don't think it's opposite. I think they go together, in fact. All right, I'll answer this last question. Bufender says, "Are you still drinking coffee?" I was. Then I started fasting this week. I've been fasting, meaning not eating food. No food for me. So I did 3 days, then a 2-day fast, then a 1-day fast. Now I'm doing 2 days again. And I was doing no coffee, and then when I ate food yesterday, I ate a meal. And then I drank a cup of coffee afterwards. And wow, it's this is one of the effects of fasting. The coffee suddenly, because I'd been fasting quite a lot this week, suddenly the 1 cup of coffee, usually, I don't know, I feel some energy a little bit from it. This 1 cup made me like super wide awake. I had a lot of trouble sleeping that last night because of it. I felt actually almost too much energy. This is what fasting will do. It makes your body very sensitive to things. So I don't know if I'm going to keep drinking coffee, or I might just drink it rarely instead of, again, my plan right now, we'll see, but probably I'll drink coffee maybe occasionally, but not every day. I think I'm quite sensitive to it now. It was quite an interesting effect from the fasting. All right, guys, I think that's all for me. I hear the babies making noise, so I gotta go. And I will check out this book by Hamin Sunim. Thanks, Max. All right, I'm trying to looking for if there's one more. I'm trying to see if 1 second. One more. Last one. Last one. You guys are typing crazy. Super fast. All right. All right, we'll go with little by little as a summary, and then I have to go. Little by little is the username. If in your heart you possess contentment, then you and those who possess the world are equal. Nicely written, nicely said. Yes, great. Contentment is, again, that feeling of appreciation and peace inside, about your life. And absolutely, 100%. Well said. All right, guys. Well, this was nice. It was nice to be on YouTube. We may be doing a lot more live on YouTube. We'll see. But I enjoyed it. Now, remember, today is Friday, so tomorrow we're doing our book club. Tomorrow we start Brave New World, Chapter 1. Read Chapter 1. Read it in your own language, I recommend. It's not easy in English. I'm just going to warn you. It's not an easy book. So I do recommend reading it in your own language first. But anyway, I'll teach you tomorrow the kind of what happens in Chapter 1 and the meaning behind it, and we'll have a discussion. It's a very interesting book. It's a very important book. And it's a very serious and heavy book in some ways, too. But anyway, Brave New World tomorrow, our book club. I'm not sure if I'll be YouTube or Facebook tomorrow. Just follow me on Twitter, follow me on Gab, and I always announce. So I put a link so you'll know, YouTube or Facebook. But we had a nice audience today on YouTube. Maybe we will do more YouTubes. All right. Lots of love to you. Appreciate it. Mwah. As always, if you want to support Effortless English and also speak English fluently and powerfully and confidently, join my VIP program at effortlessenglishclub.com, effortlessenglishclub.com. See you tomorrow.